object code. Again, it not only convert the your machine code, it again convert different file, that is the object code. And these are the example. We already know the example of compiler turbo C and the GCC compiler. Again, different compilers are available. The working of compiler is same, but yes, according to that particular, when we just see the turbo C and GCC again working on the same principle, but yes, these are the different working on the different OS there. So yes, again it having some difference there. Then assembler is also the language translator. So it translate assembly language program into the machine code. So now what happened? Yes, in next PPT I have the particular diagram, and with that diagram you can again know the flow of your system components there. So the system software, how it just work there one by one, or what is the linkage there between the different system components there. So compiler generally accept the input as a your middle level language or high level language, and it convert into the low level language. It not convert into the machine level language. Again, there are the three different types of languages are there. So again, I'm not talking about this. But when we say that the low level language, so generally we just consider this is a machine level language. And when we just think about the machine level language, so we just in our mind we just think about the binary number. But before that binary number, again it's working on your ALP language, that is it is called as a low level language, assembly language programming. So compiler actually not convert your machine code, or it not generally convert into the your binary code. It just convert, or it just find out or generate the output ALP language, that is with the help of different instruction. It may be move, it may be add, sub, like that. And after that your assembler is working there, which is accept as an input as a, your assembly language program, and it convert into the binary code. And this binary language is understood by your machines, that is your processor. And processor is there again to perform that particular operation. It may be transfer your data, it may be perform any arithmetic operation, or it may be some logical operations, yes, on that binary data. So assembler is again the translate assembly language program into the machine code. And the output of assembler is called as object file, which is contain combination of machine instructions as well as the data required to place this instruction into memory. Yes. Again, assembler only not convert or not generate the machine code with that output. It again generate a different file which is contained a different informations or data which is required uh, or which is related to again the it may be we say that in which particular location this instruction is stored, what is the size, and all these things are there into different object file which is created by assembler. I think after language processing activity, what are the second part is there of your first unit, into that we are going to learn in details about assembler working steps. Yes, getting the simple definitions or the meaning of assembler and compiler there. Any doubts here related to compiler and assembler? Yes. Okay, we just move toward the next point. Only do not confuse there. Whenever you just write down the definitions or you want to explain any term, compiler, assembler, and interpreter, generally you just confuse there. So if you know what is the particular work of that system software, so then you can just write down your answer, or you can describe this term into your own languages there or own sentences there. Yes, interpreter. Interpreter is again the one of the system component or the language processor that just produce the target program as a translations, and it's appear to directly execute the operation specified in a source program on input supplied by the user. So we know that what is the difference between compiler and interpreter. These things you already discussed in previous lectures. Mm, so interpreter is directly convert your source code into the your machine code or executable code. When we say that executable code, so that is meaning that is nothing but your machine code, which is understand by your machines, and after that your machine is perform the operations. Interpreter reads a statement from the input and convert it into the intermediate code or execute it, and after that execute it, then takes the next statement in the sequence. So again, we know that interpreter is a working of step by step or line by line execution is occur. So you better know about that interpreter that generally we using for the Python program. So either you can use the spider from the anaconda, or it may be the python from the ubuntu. If you write down the single line there, we can get the output. Or again, the facilities are provided into the spider tools. If we select some line and it can be executed and we get the output. But this thing is not happen when we execute the code like C or C++. If we write down the code in a C programming or C++ programming, yes, so yes, it start from your header file to the last closing brass, then it first compile the code and then execute the code. But your interpreter is working like that, it can execute the single lines there. Yes, if an error occurs, then interpreter stop the execution and report it. So yes, that's why the difference is there, interpreter and when we say that the compiler. So before executing the code, before running the code of C or C++ or Java, we compile the code. So when we compile the code, if the error is occur, so we get the error. And after removing that error, again we compile that code, and after that we execute the code. But in Python, we directly execute the code, and if the error is there, so we again get the error. We again make the changes there or update or just remove that error and again directly execute the code. So these are the again the difference there between your compiler and interpreter. So that's why yes, instead of C, C++ and Java, the Python is there into the market, which is again highly demands there. Yes, so I think all these three language translator you are understood. There is no confusion between that three different translators. Yes. Now the yes, next one is a linker and loader. Linker and loader, these are the important system components. Whenever your assembler is generated different files there, so that time next stop of our next phase is their linker. Linker is working there to again link that different file and make one executable file. This is the job of working of your linker into your system software or into that particular layer of your systems there. It is a program that links and merges various object files together in order to make an executable file. Yes, and all these files might have been compiled by separate assembler. So whenever yes, in second unit we are again going to learn about the linker and loader. There are different types of linker and loaders are available. So sometimes what happen, what are the different object file are generated, the different assemblers are there. So with the help of that, it may be might different assembler are generated different file, but with the help of linker, it again link or merge, and after that it will be ready for the executable purpose. It will be ready, it only into the ready state, and after that the loader is there, the loader loads that executable file into that particular memory is there. The major task of linker is to search and locate references, modules, routine in a program, and to determine the memory location where this code will be loaded, making the program instruction to have absolute references. Yes, generally if we just write down the simple program, that it may be the C and simple to find out the suppose addition factorial of number or any operation, so there we just write down the simple code. But yes, some complicated problem is there, so that time we use the different functions there. So routine or model means what, so whenever we using the concept of, it may be function, it may be user defined function or inbuilt function to solve that particular problem. So that time what happened, that code is again stored into the different locations there. So that time again the linker is take the help of search method or references of that particular locations, routines or model means that functions there, and it just put into that particular or just take the data from that particular locations and give the that absolute references there. No, Tanmay, linker is not have the yes, it may be have separate compilers because it depend upon the types. There are the different types of loader and linkers are available.